Good evening and welcome to Bristol, Tennessee in a stadium-like oval track that reminds us of the Colosseum days in Rome where the gladiators would fight each other to the death. Well, we're having a bunch of gladiators here. As you saw in our opening video, we are saluting our troops tonight. We call this race the Salute the Troops 200, and it's sponsored by Scott AFB and the Prisoner of War and Missing in Action Council. We are saluting the drivers among us that are indeed veterans, and we gave you the list there at the top of the broadcast, and we will bring that back for you here really quickly. Scott Wise, U.S. Air Force veteran. Jason Branch, U.S. Navy veteran. Anthony Handley, U.S. Navy veteran. Justin Gahn, U.S. Navy veteran. Jason Nicholas, an Australian Navy veteran. We acknowledge their service just as much as we do our own. Ryan Douglas, U.S. Marine Corps, and Ron Schutte, U.S. Air Force veteran. So thank you guys for your service, and we hope you have a great race tonight. So let's bring in a little bit of information here on the race tonight. The Blown Piston Racing League, the Clash Series on Friday night, brought to you by J&M Transports, and the information on screen there brought to you by Wise Choice Contracting. The Bristol Motor Speedway, folks, is a half-mile oval with fairly high banking and a concrete surface, and as you can see as we look around on the track, it is like a Coliseum-like stadium here in Tennessee. The ambient temperature here as the sun is going to be setting for us is 82 degrees Fahrenheit. We have a 47% relative humidity, and we have clear skies, no winds to speak of. The track temperature is a mere 88 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not very much, and it should make for pretty good conditions here tonight, as the track will probably cool down even more when the sun starts setting. So, there you have your information on the Bristol Motor Speedway. Let's bring in the standings of the Sunday Night Clash Series, as we've been running for 3 races by now. We have Tommy Ryan leading the points with 213. He has 2 wins to his name, 3 top 5 finishes, and he has been leading 61 laps. You can find your favorite driver down there in the standings. We have 2 wins for Anthony Keys, and that means I have to correct myself. This is round number 5 and not number 4. I lose count with all these races, folks. So Anthony Keys is actually the man that has been leading the most laps. He has led 85 laps in total. That makes him the DXP frontman at this point. The DXP frontman award will be awarded at the end of the season to whichever driver has led the most laps during the entire season. So race winners Anthony Keys and Tommy Ryan have locked themselves into the Sweet 16, as you can see on the left bottom of your screen. And on the right hand side you see the team standings, with currently Unacceptable Motorsports in the lead with 2 wins, 147 points, only 3 points in front of 4X Racing, also 2 wins. And then you can find your favorite team further down the lineup here. As said, JM Transport, we acknowledge their sponsorship for the Blown Piston Racing League Clash Series on Sunday nights. And we appreciate Wise Guy iRacing Graphics for sponsoring the scoring screen here as we are starting this broadcast. We have you up to date on the point standings going into this race. It looks like we are finishing up practice here tonight. We are getting ready to start the qualifying procedures. And now I do believe that we have more than 35 drivers. So when we go qualifying, the first 35 drivers, they will lock themselves into the 200 lap feature race. The final 8 spots will be fought over in a heat race of 20 laps. So that will probably include probably 3 or 4 drivers to determine those final spots. I don't believe we have more than 43 entries, so it's really all about bragging rights, but that's okay. We like seeing race cars going around the track. We are currently looking at the first qualifying attempts. This is Jonathan Munda in the number 55 car. He brushes the wall there. That makes his first lap not count. You have to drive clean laps, folks. Jacob Manning, supposedly in the 62, but the paint job says otherwise. We have 2 number 1 cars here tonight, a white one, that's this one of Jacob Manning, and a blue one, and that is David Evans. And David Evans, I almost had him there. There you have the other number 1 car. That is David Evans, currently in 9th position. Justin Gahn there is currently taking away that provisional pole with a 156 lap actually in the number 30 Google livery. Randy Yoakum right behind him there in 2nd position. And let's see, we have Tommy Ryan on the track currently in 5th. And it looks like he is done for his qualifying attempt. Let's see who else we can find. We have Jason Branch. Jason Branch in a Marines livery today. And that is unlike his usual livery, I believe. He is a Navy veteran. Guy Schneider in the number 27 Gulf car. He has finished his attempt. Here we have Elliot Henderson in the 03. and he will be scored as 21, but delivery says 03, so it's a little bit confusing every now and again, but I'm hoping we'll figure it all out. Casey Duncan here in the number 17 car, one of our veterans in this event here tonight. He is currently running in the 21st position in qualifying. And we have Ron Schutte, also a veteran here for us tonight. And Casey Duncan, not in his usual Dunkin' Donuts livery. He is obviously celebrating Veterans Day coming up later this week as well. And we have Ricky Harden. I believe Ricky is a new driver. I can't remember seeing his name before, but that could be me. He is driving the number 24 car, and he has not been able to post a time yet. He might want to try again. We have Don Bellerby out there on track. Beautiful livery on that car. Ricky is still sitting in pit road. We have, in fact, we have 39 entries to this race, folks. So we're going to have them all in the feature race. We're just going to determine the final few spots there with 4 drivers in a heat race tonight. And as you can see, the time is ticking away. The only driver still at the track is Randy Yoakum, and he's not even moving. So I don't believe Ricky Harden has come back out. They gave him 3 laps here tonight for qualifying because it's a very short track, and obviously it gives him a little bit better of a chance to warm up tires really well, and so that is the reason you see Ricky Harden get at it again. He has 1 more lap to go. And maybe he'll be able to set a time and lock himself in the feature. And he does so, actually. He does so. He jumps into 19th position, so he can skip the heat race, get his lazy chair out for those 20 laps that were going to determine those final 4 spots, and just relax and get ready for the race. It looks like Justin Gahn is our provisional pole sitter. And we have Anthony Keys and Kenny McCullough who did not post a time. And that means that they will not be eligible for the Hard Charger Award. So Justin Gahn, folks, is our Pole Blue Award winner. Justin Gahn, I'm sorry, Pole Blue. I'm supposed to say Cup Blue Pole Award winner. That is going to be Justin Gahn here tonight. He picks up that trophy as for starters here tonight. So that's a pretty good start to the event, I would say. So let's take a quick look at the grid for the heat race. 4 drivers that need to qualify, or, well, they don't really need to qualify. They need to run and determine their starting order there. We have Ryan Nicoletta and Jonathan Munda lined up there at the starting line. Anthony Keys and Kenny McCullough I have not seen yet. We didn't see him in qualifying, so it might actually mean that we are not really going to be seeing those guys, which would be a shame because Anthony Keys is doing very well in the championship, as you may recall from the earlier graphics, and he is the hard charger leading the most laps in this season so far, and it would be pretty much a shame if he was not here tonight defending his position. Kenny McCullough in the 03 has also been doing a pretty decent job this season, so hopefully he will show up as well. Ryan Nicoletta in the Back to Blue machine, and Jonathan Munda in the number 55 livery. Very nice livery, especially on the hood there. Looks pretty cool. A lot of drivers on track this evening that that have liveries referring to their service or their affiliation with the military. Obviously, this Wednesday here in the United States, Veterans Day. Hey, we have Anthony Keys coming in. That is a good sign there. Canadian Armed Forces, actually. A nice livery for him as well. 3 cars going to start this heat race. 20 laps, no yellow flags, and we'll keep an eye on these guys. And Anthony Keys is actually on track, but it doesn't look like he's all that convinced of getting going. Might have a connection issue there. If you see the cars popping in and out, that's usually a sign that that there's a little bit of an issue with the connection, and I hope everything will go well here as far as my connection is concerned. We have a bit of a change of weather here tonight, snow and ice, and that sometimes can spell trouble, even for the internet. Two warm-up laps, pace laps. 3 drivers taking the start here for the heat race.
Green flag.
There
green
we
flag.
go. They're going green. They have 20 laps to settle the starting order for these final 3 positions for the feature race. And that gives me an opportunity as Ryan Nicoletta is taking a pretty good lead there. Already Anthony Keys passing for 2nd place as well. Jonathan Munda there in 3rd. So Ryan Nicoletta in the lead here. So that gives us an opportunity to go through some of the things that you might want to be knowing for the feature race. We are doing 200 laps in the feature race here tonight for the Salute the Troops 200. We are finishing the first stage at the end of lap 60, and we are finishing the 2nd stage on the end of lap 120. As you know, the drivers can pick up some extra points on those stages. We will not go yellow after these stages, unlike what we did on the road course in Daytona last week. On the ovals, we will not do so. Now, as you know, the season here in the Blown Piston League has gone off to a bit of a, well, let's just call it a rocky start. We've had quite a few races on the ovals especially, where we had plenty of incidents and all kinds of situations which caused us to have a lot of yellows. And obviously we want to see some good and clean racing. Everybody is aware of the fact that incidents do happen in these races, but we want to try and keep that to a minimum. So the league administration has made a few changes. They get 2 extra sets of tires for this race, so they have to manage their rubber a little bit as well. There will not be any fast repairs in this race. That means that whatever happens to you, you're going to have to deal with it. And hopefully, the idea behind this is that hopefully everybody will try to do a little bit more, put a little bit more effort in staying out of trouble. Because regardless of whether you're the victim or the assaultant, you're going to have to deal with the damage that your car gets, and that is basically it. And as we know, once you get damage on that car, it takes several pit stops for those crews to pound all that sheet metal back in the right direction. Now, obviously, this is not a track where airflow around the cars is going to be a big deal. So, damage on a track like this doesn't mean that you're completely without any chances anymore. So, we'll have to see how it goes tonight. Obviously, there's been some discussions among drivers and admins and teams about trying to get this all worked out and see if we can get a little bit more green flag racing in these races. So if we have a late yellow, we can have two green white checkers in the feature race. And another worthwhile fact to know is that the pit window, the fuel window, these cars are running in this series with 60% fuel capacity, so they have to pit a little bit more often than the real guys in real life. The fuel window with 60% capacity should be right around 78 and 80 to 85 laps, depending obviously on the driver, the driving style, how hard they're charging, and whether they shift or not. Some drivers might actually be shifting, although I doubt many of them will. So that means, folks, that the first stage we should be able to complete that without making a pit stop. They should be able to reach lap number 60 without making a pit stop. And then for the second stage, ending on lap 120, obviously they're going to at least be making one pit stop before then. So that pretty much sets the stage here tonight for the Salute the Troops 200, folks. And it is still Ryan Nicoletta leading this heat race here. We are closing in on the finish for this heat race. And all three drivers still looking to be on the lead lap. Jonathan Munda did in fact pick up the pace a little bit. He is running 12 seconds behind the leader, but it looks like he's doing pretty good. Anthony Keys, probably not worried too much about times and stuff like that and positions. He's going to be in the race. He's going to have to start from the rear end, but that's okay. And it looks to me like he's kind of checking out the lines on the track where he can find the best grip. Ryan Nicoletta is on his last lap, and there he comes across the finish line. Ryan Nicoletta takes away that heat race here tonight, which means he will be starting on P36. Anthony Keys will be on P37, and Jonathan Munda will be starting on P38. And once again, folks, that'll bring us to the grid for the race. And we have, let's see. I'm sorry, we're first going to do a short warm-up lap. We're going to do a short warm-up, folks, 2 minutes for the drivers that have been out and not in the heat race. They get a chance to get themselves into the thick of things. Pump yourself up a little bit and get ready. There we have the 52 of Max Williams. And obviously there will be some drivers that will stay in. Ooh, we have Jeremy Brooks going around. Casey Duncan in the 17 car. Now, if I have seen this correctly, we are using both pit lanes. Yes, indeed, we are. And if I understand correctly, we are using two pit lane entries, so they don't have to run the entire lap through both the pit lanes. The guys that are pitting on the front will enter the pit lane coming out of turn 4. And the guys that are pitting on the backside will be coming into the pits coming out of turn 2. And that might, especially under green, that might be a little bit tricky here and there. But that's the way they decided to do it. Ooh, Jason Branch in trouble there. Let's see if we can find... Oh, I'm just getting a note from Scott Wise. Dual pit lanes under green, single pit lane under caution. That means under caution, they have to run pretty much an entire lap on that apron. All right, there you have the warm-up, folks. That will bring us to the grid, and Justin Gahn is our pole sitter. He is winning the Cop Blue Pole Award. Justin Gahn in the number 30 Google car takes home the Cop Blue Pole Award as fastest qualifier. And that brings us to the grid. Let's show you that real quick. We have, as said, alongside Justin Gahn, we have Avery Wilson on the front row. Then on the second row, we have Brian Fallon and Randy Yoakum. Jacob Manning, Tommy Ryan on the third row, Jason Branch and Guy Snyder on the fourth. The fifth row is for Jeff Figlin and Elliot Henderson. Then it is Casey Duncan and Andrew Mraz on the sixth row. Then we go to Scott Wise and Tom Queering on the seventh row. Brian Rainville and Andrew Moore occupy the eighth row. The ninth row is for Kevin Nicoletta and David Evans. 10th row for Ricky Harden and Louis Berkowitz. 11th row for Randy Perdue and Jordan Berry, our Canadian friend. Max Williams and Donnie Fayer on the 12th row. Then Ron Schutte and Chris White on the 13th row. 14th row for Don Bellerby and Jacob Williams. We have Jeff Ryan and Jeremy Brooks on the 15th row. 16th row for Findley and Simmons. Then Frederick Hofstetter and Anthony Handley on the, 17th row. 18th row for Robert Ballard and Ryan Nicoletta. Then we have Anthony Keys, Jonathan Munda, and Kenny McCullough rounding out the field there. And let's see, I don't believe Kenny McCullough is taking the start, folks. I have not seen him on the track just yet. And once again, folks, we are looking at the Cop Blue Pole Award winner there, Justin Gahn in the number 30 car, opting to go to the outside line on the start here. All right, we have 200 laps ahead of us here in the Coliseum of Bristol, Tennessee. The Battle of the Gladiators is about to begin here. Once again, we are honoring our veterans here this week and also next Friday in the truck races.
Green flag.
There we go. Justin Gahn hits the gas. It's actually Avery Wilson that has a little bit better start with Brian Fallon on the inside there in the 08, already challenging for the lead. Avery Wilson staying on the higher side, and it looks like that is working for him pretty good. He is staying ahead there. Brian Fallon in second position. Justin Gahn dropping to third. Jacob Manning in the number 1 car in fourth. Then it's Randy Yoakum in fifth and Tommy Ryan in sixth. Jason Branch in the number 22 right up there. Qualified very well and already in the top of the field here. The number 27 of Guy Snyder was on his outside and seems to be taking 7th position away from him. Elliot Henderson is doing the same thing. It looks like that higher side is working quite well. We have a pretty good start here with no major incidents at all. Brian Fallon and Avery Wilson look like they are pulling away from the rest of the field. Brian Fallon staying with Avery Wilson for that lead. Justin Gahn almost a second behind now. He is leading the second group, and I will say I'm very pleased to see that that things are going really well here.
The yellow flag is out.
And as you say that, something happens. That is Elliot Henderson, and he is getting, he looked like he was going sideways by himself there. Let's bring that back a little bit further. It looks like he loses the car in the turn. Oh, it's the next turn. I'm sorry. Maybe gets a little bit of a tap from the 22. It's hard to tell. And then once he is going sideways, it's basically a sitting duck. And it just kind of amazes me that people don't slow down when they hear the call for the yellow. But obviously, it's not that easy, and you can't see that far ahead. So, unfortunately, Elliot Henderson there in trouble. Let's go see if he is going down to pit road and get some of that stuff checked out. If I can find him. He is still rolling. He's in the back of the pack here in 38th position. We have Figlin going to pit road. Alright, so on the yellows, they have to run the entire pit road. That means that they have to come in on the turn number 4, regardless of where their pit is. They have to go around the entire track on that apron. As you can see here right now, the 98 of Jeff Figlin is going around. Now he's in turn. Now he's in turn 4, I should say. They go off on turn 2 when it's yellow. Several other drivers in the pits. The mellow yellow car, the 09. That would be. Nope, that's the 99. Can't find the 09 all this quick. Maybe he's not in the correct number. Ooh, Bellerby looks like he's been in pretty big trouble. Randy Yoakum has also had an incident there. Or has he? I'm not really sure what happened to him. Nope. Max Williams also shown as having an incident, but I don't really see what the incident is, so I'm kind of guessing the computer is playing tricks on me here tonight. Alright, that brings us to our very first caution, folks. And it's already over. We're going back to racing.
Green, green, green.
Avery Wilson this time had once again a good start here. Brian Fallon following him on his rear bumper, looking to the inside already. Oh, and we have Bellerby there, really not up to speed or on the restart there. Avery Wilson and Brian Fallon there for the lead. This time Manning stays with them fairly good. Justin Gahn is hanging with them with about a car length in between there. And Wilson staying ahead of Brian Fallon. Looks like Fallon is coming again to the inside. He can't quite get it done. Obviously, when you're on the inside, you have a little bit more speed that you're shrubbing away at the right front. And on the higher side, you get a little bit better momentum coming off the turns. And we can see that Brian Fallon is having a bit of trouble trying to get underneath there, but he is definitely staying with Avery Wilson really well. And once again, trying to the inside. And he still can't quite get it done. It's not for lack of trying, that's for sure. It looks like Justin Gahn is being overtaken by Jacob Manning. Randy Yoakum is sitting there on the on the jump seat there, also ready to come along if something opens up. They're doing a very good job here. We see Tommy Ryan there in the number 6 car hanging with these guys, and Andrew Mraz in the 028 there, the black livery with the number on the roof there. 7th position, Jason Branch in 8th. He is hanging on to this lead group pretty good. Guy Schneider in 9th, just overtaking Tom Queering in the 46 car. Snyder's teammate Moore is there. Oh, we have another yellow, folks. Let's go and find out what has happened. Looks like Randy Perdue is getting in trouble. He gets into that turn very, very hot, but it's actually in front of him. It's the number 8. And that was Randy. Yeah, it's the number 8 of Randy Yoakum that gets into trouble. Let's bring that back for you a little bit further. Number 8 is closing in on the 30 of Justin Gahn. He's on the high side there. The 30 washes up, touches the 8, and then they both kind of nose it into the wall, and it looks like Randy is getting the worst end of the deal there. And then once you're flying around, obviously you don't really have that much to say. All right, folks. Second caution of the day. Superior Templating, our sponsor for the caution periods. And let's see if we can see if there is a driver that is going to get the lucky dog. Yes, indeed, and that looks to me like it is. That looks to me like it is Chris White. Chris White is your lucky dog driver here, sponsored by SFI, the lucky dog Chris White. Ooh, 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 ooh. Looks like my connection is giving me a little bit of trouble here. Alright, another thing that we keep an eye on in this series is whoever gains the most positions, which at this point is in fact Anthony Keys in the number 14 car. He is 19 positions up, but he is not eligible for that Hard Charger award because he didn't set a qualifying time. And the same is true for Ryan Nicoletta, who is up 15 spots. Jonathan Munda also up 15 spots, but neither of these guys are eligible because they didn't qualify. Jeremy Brooks is up 13 spots, and that means that Jeremy Brooks in that number 53 is currently your R&R Enterprises Hard Charger. Avery Wilson leading again. Lights on the pace car are out. As the leader, he picks up points for the DXP Frontman Award. Again, that will be an issue. That will be rewarded at the end of the season. The driver that leads the most laps. Going into that race, this race, it was Anthony Keys.
Green, green, green.
There we go. Avery Wilson on the throttle once again. Picking up the lead, Brian Fallon again charging him right away on that inside line. Tommy Ryan has had a very good restart, pushing into third position with Andrew Mraz on the high side, picking up fourth at the cost of Jacob Manning. Guy Snyder is coming underneath Manning there as well, so Manning is dropping back a little bit here. Jason Branch picked up seventh position. Avery Wilson still holding off Brian Fallon in the 08, and Tommy Ryan. It looks like most of these drivers are opting for that higher side. Obviously, there is good grip on the high side.
Yellow flag is
Oh,
in.
there we go again. And it is the number 60 of Brian Rainville that goes around. Let's see if anything else happens to him. He dives to the inside of the 29 there. Stays on the inside, touches the 29, loses it, goes on the apron, and then coming back in, he is really a little bit too quick and touches the 55, I believe that was. And then obviously frustration kicks in a little bit as well. He is still running, and it doesn't look like he is going to the pits. Well, it almost looked like he was, but it really doesn't. And again, folks, Superior Templating LLC, our caution flag sponsor. We appreciate them being on board here with the JM Transport Lone Piston Racing League Clash Series on Sunday nights. And let's see if we have a Lucky Dog Award to give out here. Yep, looks like somebody's going around. That is the 29 of Randy Perdue. He is our lucky dog. A little bit of damage on the back end of that car. And on a short track like this, it is easy to catch up quickly. The 60 is being shuffled to the back end of the longest line, and I'm kind of thinking we're going to stay single wide here, although I'm not 100% sure yet. But as the yellows follow each other very quickly, that is sometimes the way to go at race control to make sure that things stay orderly next time around. Yeah, looks like Avery has a bit of a blink going on there. Sometimes you see him and sometimes you don't, and that is not easy for Brian Fallon, because the car could jump back in the field on at a moment where he has decided to go for a gap that really isn't there, and that sometimes leads to problems. Alright, lights on the pace car are out. It does look like we're going double file. Once again, Avery opting for the higher side. Oh boy. There we are. Having a bit of an issue on this end here, folks. I apologize for that. Let's see if we can get her back. There we go. Just in time to see Avery Wilson take the green flag once again. We're on lap 33. That means we're pretty much halfway into the first stage. Stage will end on lap number 60, or I should say at the end of lap 60. Brian Fallon once again giving Avery Wilson a pretty hard time there, and now it's Andrew Mraz that has picked up third position. He is right there in the draft of Avery Wilson, and Brian Fallon remaining on that inside line there. Tommy Ryan in fourth position there in the black and yellow machine. Andrew Mraz in third. Avery Wilson is definitely... I apologize. Andrew Mraz has passed the 08. He is in second now. Brian Fallon in third. Having a little bit more trouble keeping up there. It looked like that bottom line didn't work all that well for him. Oh, we're having all sorts of hiccups. Avery Wilson leading still, and we are coming on to some back markers already. That looks like the number 8 of Randy Yoakum. Andrew Mraz in second position. Randy will be putting on a lap down here shortly. Let's ride along with Mraz here for a minute. Ooh, very close up by the wall there. Looking at the back end of Avery Wilson, and in front of with the white car we see Randy Yoakum, his number 8 car. And it looked like Avery scraped the wall there a little bit. And Yoakum's not that much slower actually, and that makes it a little bit tricky obviously. Looking on the high side here. And there we have it, the first 2 cars past Randy Yoakum. 15-second laps, folks. The race is ticking away fairly quickly. Andrew Morass in hot pursuit there of Avery Wilson. Brian Fallon hanging on there in the 08. And Tommy Ryan still with these guys. Jacob Manning, he's got the back marker. Joachim coming up next. He is in 5th position. Kevin Nicoletta is in 6th in the 41. Guy Schneider, Jason Branch, Jordan Berry, and Andrew Moore rounds out your top 10. Let's keep an eye on the leaders here. Lap number 44. Andrew Morass, more back markers coming up. The 32.
The yellow flag is out.
And let's go and find out what happened there. Ooh, this 47 looked like he was getting together with one of the other cars there. That is the 28. Jacob Williams. And the 28, that would be Ron Schutte, one of our veterans here tonight. One more time, folks. Let's bring that back real quick. Looks like Jacob is on the high side there, letting go of the other, and he touches the wall, bounces off the wall, and takes Schutte with him there. Very unfortunate. He is, in fact, still running. And it brings out another caution, folks. Superior Templating LLC, our caution flag sponsor. Appreciate you guys being on board. Let's see if we find a lot of drivers on pit road. We have Ricky Harden coming in, Jeff Figlin, Randy Perdue, Chris White, Jonathan Munda. That's unfortunate. He was doing pretty good. He's still up about 8 or 9 spots from the start. Justin Gahn is on pit road there. That is a significant development. Our pole sitter, Cop Blue Pole Award winner, on pit road for fresh rubber. Anthony Handley in the number 4, back out. Or is he? No, he's still coming around. Not sure who the lucky dog would be. My track map's not working. And we're already getting ready to get going once again. Avery chooses that higher side. That obviously works pretty good for him. Andrew Morass on the bottom, Tommy Ryan and Brian Fallon behind them, and then Kevin Nicoletta and Jacob Menning. Jason Branch and Guy Snyder on that 4th row.
Green, green, green.
There we go, Avery Wilson. Oh, Andrew Morass gets a little tap in the back from Brian Fallon. He was a little bit slow on the restart. Didn't really respond all that quick, and look at him drop back to 4th position. Jason Branch already on his outside there in that red number 22, going around. Absolutely. Ooh, Morass almost gets shuffled out there by the 22. Jason Branch picks up 4th position. Tommy Ryan in 2nd. He's the only one that is matching Avery's pace at this point. Kevin Nicoletta in 3rd. Andrew Mraz trying to recover from that poor restart there. Jacob Manning behind him, and there we see Jason Branch on the inside of Kevin Nicoletta going for 3rd position. And that higher side just seems to be working a little bit better. He can't really get it through there. He's trying hard enough. And Andrew Mraz now almost coming along with Nicoletta there. Jason Branch hanging on for dear life. And he has to let Andrew Mraz go around on that higher side as well. Well, they're still side by side.
The yellow flag is out.
Almost making it 3 wide there. See what we can find out. Oh, it's ahead of these guys. Was it Munda? Yes, indeed. The 53 of Jonathan Munda touching the 22. The 22, that would be... If I can find him really quickly. Tom Queering. No. That may have been Robert Ballard. Nope. Can't find him quick enough. Can't find quick enough who that is. Ooh, Ballard does run into the 55. The 55 gets going a little bit too looks like he's in bigger trouble now. He is still rolling. It looks like the 60 is catching up there. Not sure if he's the lucky dog. It's a little hard to see on this short track. If you're trying to catch all the action, you kind of miss that yellow dog there. But we are under yellow with the superior templating caution flag. I do believe that number 60 was in fact the yellow dog. Sponsored by SFI. If I can find the driver, that would be amazing. That is Brian Rainville. He's actually going down pit road at this point. All right, well, folks, Avery Wilson doing, adding up some leading laps for his DXP frontman aspirations. Not sure if he has surpassed Keys already. I doubt it. And let's see who our hardest charger is. At this point, it looks like that is Anthony Keys with 20 positions in the plus, but again, he is not eligible because he didn't qualify. So the next up would be the 53 of Jeremy Brooks. And looks like Jeremy is currently our R&R Enterprises hard charger. Lights on the base car have been turned off. Avery is now staying on the bottom here. That's the first time he's done that. Tommy Ryan on the outside. Kevin Nicoletta, Andrew Mraz on the second row. And then Jason Branch and Jacob Manning in the third row. There we go once again. Good start for Avery Wilson. Tommy Ryan on the outside also responding very quickly. Kevin Nicoletta in third position there. Andrew Mraz coming to his outside to pick that position back up. Third position for Andrew. Kevin now in fourth. Jason Branch underneath. Jacob Manning picks up that fifth position. Can't quite come to the top yet. And I'm sure he wants to, because it looks like that top is got better grip than the bottom, and it looks like he has to let go Kevin Nicoletta there. And then obviously Jacob Manick is trying to stick that nose in there as well to avoid Branch coming back up. Manning staying on the high side behind the 41. Ooh, it looks like Branch had a pretty good turn there. The 27 of Guy Schneider now challenging the 22 as well. Looks like Guy Schneider is doing really well on that inside. And Jason Branch now pushes ahead of Nicoletta there, bringing Guy Schneider along with him. Now trying that higher side, and that works pretty good. Jason Branch picks up 4th position. Avery Wilson still in the lead, being followed by Tommy Ryan. Quite a bit of distance to Andrew Mraz. Let's ride along with Tommy here. Lap number 66, folks. That means that Avery Wilson has in fact picked up that stage win. We kind of missed that. I apologize for that. Laps are ticking away pretty quickly around here. But that is good points for Wilson and Ryan. Obviously, that stage win does help them a lot. There we have Tommy, bumper to bumper with Avery Wilson there. Let's go check on Andrew Mraz. It looks like Jason Branch is catching up to Andrew there. And Guy Schneider with them in that blue Gulf livery car. Ooh, there we see Schneider trying something on the inside here. Can he stay alongside? It looks like that bottom line is just as fast as that upper line, but that makes passing pretty hard because you're basically side by side for a few laps. And I will say these guys are doing a very good job here tonight. This is not an easy track to avoid incidents. Obviously, it's a half-mile track with pretty high speeds and pretty high banking on these turns. So for now, I will say that these guys are doing a phenomenal job keeping it together. Guy Schneider pushes ahead of Andrew Mraz there, picks up 3rd position. Jason Branch still in 5th there. And it looks like Avery Wilson and Tommy Ryan are staying nose to tail here. I don't believe Tommy is all that ambitious right now. Oh, we have another one. Let's go and find what is going on. That looks like the number 3 getting in trouble there. That is Jeff Ryan. Let's see what happened. Side by side. That's actually at the tail end of the leading. Ooh, he touches Queering there in the 46, and then obviously it's all coming down into havoc. A little bit further back, the 46 of Tom Queering is on his inside. And it looks like the number 3 of Jeff is coming down a little bit, touching the 46. And then obviously everybody has trouble avoiding the problem. Looks like he is still running, and it looks like we have a bunch of drivers on pit road. Manning, Branch, Barry, Brooks, Nicoletta, Brian Fallon, Jacob Manning, Elliot Henderson on pit road already leaving. Jeff Ficklin, Casey Duncan, Scott Wise on pit road in the 31 car there. Kevin Nicoletta, Andrew Moore, well, a lot of people on pit road there. Not so Avery Wilson, and not so Tommy Ryan and Guy Schneider. They are still on track there. Brian Rainville looked like he stayed out. Wilson, Ryan, and Schneider have not pitted at all. They have been out there for 76 laps on the same rubber. And it doesn't seem to hurt them. once again under yellow with superior templating caution flag, our sponsor. And I'm not sure if we have a lucky dog. I don't know who it is to be. I can't see it on this. Not sure if we had one or not. It could be Findlay or Williams. Max Williams, he's on pit road. Can't tell, folks. Apologize for that, but the scoring doesn't give me that. I kind of have to see it happening. We're on lap 78. We're well on our way to the end of the second stage already. Lap 120 will be the conclusion of the second stage. Lights on the pace car are already out. Avery Wilson back on that higher side again. There we go, Avery Wilson quickly on the gas, pulling away from the guys like they're standing still. They were not responding all that quick. We're going 3 wide there, folks. And they make it work. That's Brian Rainville in the 60 that stayed out, and Jacob Manning, it looked like Miraz is right behind there. The 60 running high there. Jacob Manning and Miraz going underneath him. Looks like Miraz picks up that position. The 60 dropping back to 5th position. Brian falling now all over him. There you have the 08 going underneath the 60. He picks up 5th position. Brian Rainville 6th. Guy Schneider is behind him there. Scott Wise is climbing up through the ranks here as well. Let's go and find out what happened. It looked like David Evans was involved in this. Or was he? No, it's in front of him. It's Elliot Henderson coming together with Keys. Unfortunate for the both of them. There you have that is John Findlay in the number 92. That looks like our lucky dog right here, sponsored by SFI. SFI Schneider Lubricants, folks, you can check them out at schneiderlubricants.com. They're an oil company based in Pennsylvania. And well, as said, we appreciate their sponsorship and their support for our race here, as we do all our sponsors. JM Transport, your series sponsor here. JM Transport is, I believe, also located in the same area, if I remember that correctly. And they are specialized, folks, in oversized and over-dimensional loads. So if you have something that's too big for a regular truck, you want to call JM Transport. You can find more information of all our sponsors at the Blown Piston Racing League website. Let's check on that hard charger. That is still Jeremy Brooks in the number 53 car. He is currently up 22 positions. 53 car. Beautiful livery here tonight. And this is a beautiful view of the Coliseum-style stadium here in Bristol, Tennessee, where all our gladiators are racing pretty hard. I will say, you know, we've had a few incidents already, but I don't think they're doing all that bad considering the track we're on. This is not easy here. The speeds are fairly high. The surface is concrete. It's pretty slippery. And I will say they've been doing a pretty good job. I do believe that taking away their fast repair is probably helping. There we go, folks. We're back at it again, going into lap 87. Avery Wilson surprises everybody once again. Jacob Manning in second position. Andrew Mraz in third, and that's being taken away by Brian Fallon there in the 08 on the high side. Andrew Mraz has to tug in behind him. Scott Wise has worked his way up 8 positions since the start. He is now running in 5th position. So Scott's doing very good here tonight. Guy Schneider in 6th. Ricky Harden in the 24 there in 7th. Jeremy Brooks, our hard charger, in 8th. Jason Branch has dropped to 9th. And Kevin Nicoletta rounds out your top 10. Scott Wise is currently the fastest driver on the track with a 15.374. That is the quickest lap of the race, folks. So Scott Wise is on a roll here tonight. Ooh, something has happened to Avery Wilson there. See if we can bring that back for you. He must have had some kind of issue going into the wall or something. I apologize for this, folks. This is the only way I can get it done right now. Yeah, it looks like he had a bit of an issue there. Gets caught on the high side with everybody underneath him. He didn't really brush the wall or crash or anything. He's just a little bit caught out there. Tires might be an issue for him at this point because he hasn't pitted yet. And everybody in front of him, Manning, Fallon, Raz, and Wise, have all pitted on lap 74. So that is probably the explanation for Wilson slowing a little bit compared to those guys. Jacob Manning currently your leader in the number 1 car there. As they're coming along traffic once again, Brian Fallon in 2nd position, Andrew Mraz in 3rd, and Scott Wise in 4th position. Scott is doing a very good job here. Let's ride along with him. All 4 drivers keeping the car fairly high there on the track. And as you can see, folks, as you see out the window, and that's the same for the drivers, it's nothing but one big mass of people around this track. It's a pretty cool place.
The yellow flag is out.
Let's go and figure out what happened. A little bit of a domino effect there. Somebody running into the back of a slower car, and then Kevin Nicoletta not able to respond quick enough. Let's see, Jacob Williams, we saw him also run into the back of somebody else there, but that was Kevin Nicoletta, and he is already on pit road there. Not sure if he took the tow or not, but Wilson now going into the pits, Guy Schneider going into the pits, And Tommy Ryan following them into the pits. Anthony Keys as well. So these guys, especially Avery Wilson, that is actually his first stop of the night. Giving up 5th position there. And as said, under yellow, they have to do the full thing on the apron there to get to their pits. On their under green, they can take the closest entry. Not so under yellow. Jacob Manning leading. See if we can figure out who the lucky dog is. If there is one. Well, I apologize, but I can't tell. Yellow flag, Superior Templating, sponsoring our cautions as always. I would guess that Ryan Nicoletta would be the lucky dog. But I'm not 100% sure, folks. Ryan is on pit road. And it looks like we're getting ready once again. Jacob Manning also opting for that higher side there.
Green, green, green.
And there we go. Jacob Manning is on the throttle. Pulls away a little bit from Brian Fallon and Andrew Mraz. Scott Wise there on the higher side in that 31. Oh, Mraz gets it almost wrong. Saves it beautifully. May have been a little bit of contact or netcode with the 31 of Scott Wise. Hard to tell. Manning holding on to the lead with Brian Fallon right behind him. Brian is running very strong here tonight. He's been up there in the leading positions pretty much the entire night. Lap 105, so we have 60 laps to go in that second stage. Scott Wise doing very good, hanging on to 3rd position. Lap time's looking pretty good. Max Williams in the 52 is duking it out there with Jason Branch. Looks like Jason has got the better of him on that higher side, and Guy Schneider coming along, now diving to the inside and picking up 5th position from Jason Branch. Casey Duncan back there in the gray car, the number 17. We're used to seeing him in the Dunkin' Donuts car, but tonight he is in the Air Force colors. Elliot Henderson in the 03 in 9th, and Findlay is your 10th place driver. Manning, meanwhile, still in front of Brian Fallon. Scott Wise still in front of Andrew Mraz there. All 4 drivers staying on that higher side there, looking for grip, obviously. Looks like Jeff Ryan was coming down out of pit road there. Scott has Andrew Mraz there, right on his bumper there. And all the 4 of them seem to be pretty evenly matched here. And a I'm sure all of them are trying to at least stay in these positions until they reach lap number 120. That'll be good points for the championship. Jacob Manning leading Brian Fallon. Tommy Ryan a little further back in the field, lost his nose there. He's hanging on. He's right behind Anthony Keys. Keys is 25 spots up from the start, but once again, folks, he is not eligible for the award. Jacob Manning passing the 28. Fallon coming with him, Scott Wise and Andrew Mraz coming along as well there on that higher side. And once again, folks, I will say these guys are doing a pretty good job here tonight on a tight little track like this with a concrete surface that is pretty slippery compared to what we normally run on. And so far, things have been going very well. Andrew Mraz looking to go to the inside of Scott Wise there. He wants that third position. Back markers staying down and low. And I will say also that back markers are doing a very, very good job trying to stay out of the way and not ruin anybody's race who's fighting for points up there. Manning and Fallon working their way through traffic as well, bumper to bumper together there. Brian trying the inside, but there's a back marker in his way. He's got to slot in behind Manning. Going into lap 119 here as we are coming around turn 3 and 4. 2 more laps into the stage. Jacob Manning looks in pretty good position here with Brian Fallon in a strong second. Scott Wise in third. 1 more lap in the stage. We'll see if Brian Fallon has something up his sleeve here. He's definitely going to try. No, slots in behind. Jacob Manning coming out of turn 4. He picks up the stage win on lap 120. Brian Fallon second. Scott Wise in third with Andrew Mraz in fourth. And Guy Schneider is mixing himself in there now. He is on the inside of Scott Wise and Andrew Mraz. And Guy Schneider works himself into third position there. Mraz now passing Scott Wise, or is he? He's on the inside. They're side by side coming down the backstretch. Mraz goes into turn 3 and picks up fourth position at the cost of Scott Wise, who is now in fifth. Let's go check on your leader. Jacob Manning, 0.3 of a second almost ahead of Brian Fallon. That is not much, especially not on a short track like this when you're working your way through traffic. And he's got some more guys coming up there. Randy Yoakum in the 8th. Pretty heavily damaged car. Obviously, without the hood, that airflow is completely gone. And even on a track like this, stuff like that will hurt you a little bit. Leaders make it through pretty nicely. Guy Schneider in third position on the bottom. Makes it through nicely as well. Manning is hanging on there. Ooh. Both of them on top of that back marker there. Brian Fallon now challenging, but it's pretty busy. It looks like rush hour traffic. Manning still holding on, and ooh, he gets boxed in by the back markers there. That gives Brian Fallon the opportunity to come alongside, and it looks like Brian Fallon picks up the lead. Guy Schneider on the inside there of the number 1. Guy Schneider slots into second position, or no, yep. Schneider and Manning 3 wide underneath the 47. Schneider picks up second position, and once again, folks, I take my hat off for this all going without any big problems. because this is pretty close racing on a very tight and slippery track. Guy Snyder now challenging Brian Fallon for the lead, and it looks like that's going to work. Guy Snyder in the 27 Golf car picks up the lead on lap 130. Fallon second, Jacob Manning third, Andrew Mraz hangs on to fourth position. Scott Wise is still in fifth.
The yellow flag is out.
Looks like we have another issue, and that is Jonathan Munda in the 55 and the 19 of Avery Wilson, or the 18 of Avery Wilson, if I saw that correctly. Yep, it definitely was. Let's bring it back a little bit further. The 55 is one of your back markers there. Wilson coming underneath him, and he is probably expecting the 55 to arc out of that turn a little higher. He wants to arc out a little bit as well, and then the 55 is just simply still there on the middle part of the track, quite unexpectedly so. And that, there you have your lucky dog. That looks like Ryan Nicoletta. He is your SFI lucky dog. And once again, folks, Superior Templating, our caution flag sponsor. Time for the drivers to catch their breath and take a breather as we see Manning and Mraz on pit road. Guy Snyder seems to be staying out. Scott Wise is staying out. Max Williams staying out, and then Henderson on pit road. Jason Branch on pit road. Anthony Keys. Justin Gahn is has been shuffled back through the field, and he is in 18th position right now. Only 31 cars still running. And Tom Queering, I'm not sure if he is running. 33 laps down, so he has been in the pits several times for extensive repairs. Duncan on pit road, Tommy Ryan, Ryan Nicoletta, Jason Branch on his way back out. Jason has kept that car pretty clean. Comes back out right in front of the leaders. Scott Wise now in second position. Anthony Keys is your hardest charger with 31 spots in the positive, but again, he is not eligible for the award tonight because he didn't qualify. And next up is Jeremy Brooks in the 53. He is your hard charger. Looks like we're getting ready to get going once again. Snyder on the inside with Scott Wise on the outside. On the second row we have Max Williams in the 52 on the inside. Jeremy Brooks, it looks like Jason Branch is having a little trouble finding his position. There we go. Guy Snyder on the gas. Puts a little bit of a jump on Scott Wise, but not that much. Scott Wise slots in second position with Jeremy Brooks in third. Anthony Keys now in fourth position in that 14 car. Oh, look at him go.
Caution, yellow flag.
That didn't last long. That is Andrew Mraz going around. Three wide, a couple of back markers underneath him. That just didn't work. Well, that means nothing much changed at the top there. Guy Snyder, Scott Wise still in front. Anthony Keys with a pretty blistering pace there for a few laps. Number 4 is a back marker. That would be Anthony Handley. Anthony is running in 27th position. Don't really see anybody going down to pit road right now. Well, we've just had plenty of pit stops, so what would be the point? Nicoletta is coming in. Schutte is coming in. The number 37 is your lucky dog. That is Louis Berkowitz. Currently running in 14th position. Brian Fallon heading towards the pits. Henderson and Tommy Ryan, ditto. Berkowitz now down to pit road as well. Ron Schutte coming back out in that 28 car. And once again, folks, let's acknowledge and appreciate JM Transport for sponsoring our series here on the Sunday nights, with the B cars, the xFinity cars, our Clash series on Sunday nights. JM Transport. If you have something that's too big for a regular truck, you need to call those guys. And also on board, Wise Choice Contracting, your go-to people in the St. Louis area for windows and doors, replacements and new ones. And folks, we're getting ready to go back to green here, going into lap number 144. Guy Snyder is your leader, and there he goes. We are back at it once again. Scott Wise staying with him pretty good there. Anthony Keys looks to be starting pretty strong, and Anthony's got a good car on that inside. He's got a lot of grip on that bottom. It looks so effortless there as he passes Scott Wise. Look at that. And Snyder staying on the high side, but Anthony Keys looks very, very strong on that bottom. Anthony pitted last on lap 133, so he's on fairly fresh tires compared to Guy Snyder, pitted last on lap 99.
Caution, yellow flag.
Well, it looks like the green flag stints are getting a little shorter. That is the 37 once again of Berkowitz. Let's see what happened to... Ooh, it's actually the 32 bouncing off the wall there. Your 32 is Robert Ballard Jr. Let's look at it from his perspective. Coming off the turn there. Yeah, washes up into the wall, bounces off, can't do anything about it. And it looks like Justin Gahn is our lucky dog right now. The number 30 Google car going around. Sustained some damage during the race, missing that front end. Justin is currently running in 11th position. Ryan Nicoletta is in the pits. And once again, folks, Anthony Keys is your hardest charger with 35 spots in the positive, but he is not eligible for the award. Then Ryan Nicoletta was 23 spots in the positive, but also not eligible for the award. Jeremy Brooks is eligible. He is driving the 53 car in 7th position. Scott Wise on pit road, having to wait to get out. Tommy Ryan passing him on the way out. Tommy, oh, they're on their way in actually. Scott getting new tires there. On both sides actually. Looks like the lights on the pace car have been turned off. Scott Wise is staying on the high side this time. That surprises me a little bit because he could have seen how strong Anthony Keys is on that bottom with those fresher tires. Second row for Jason Branch and Casey Duncan. Jason's been doing very good here tonight as well. Same for Casey Duncan.
Green.
There we go, Schneider on the gas. Anthony Keys looks like he drops off a little bit there. Jason Branch challenging him on the outside. And it looks like Jason has got that car in front there. He picks up 2nd position. Anthony slots in 3rd. Casey Duncan and Manning duking it out side by side there. Jason Branch challenging the 27 already. Can't quite get underneath yet. Jason is also on fairly fresh tires compared to the 27. Almost going wrong between Jason and Anthony there. Guy Schneider hanging on. Manning on the inside. He gets underneath the 14 of Anthony Keys. Jason Branch coming underneath the 27 now. Can he make it stick? Not quite. He pinches the 27 up a little bit, but he can't quite get off the turn well enough to make it stick. He is still side by side. Mraz is working his way forward there in 4th position, or I'm sorry, in 5th position behind the 14. And meanwhile, Jason Branch is, and Jason,
Caution, yellow flag.
2 back markers, really very slow. Let's go and check on that again. That is the number 3 of Jeff Ryan. Let's see what happened there. Jeff comes off pit road in a pretty damaged car. He gets onto the track. There come the leaders. And meanwhile, the 30, it happened, it wasn't Jeff Ryan, it was in front of him. Let's see if we can find out what happened to that number 30. If I can find him. So the 30 is racing the 22. The 22 bounces off the wall and catches the 30. They're standing still on the track. He's trying to get out of the way. He's trying to move again. Then the 3 has to brake hard because he doesn't want to run into the 30. And that gets it all going. So it's really the 22 that gets it all started. Which sounds a little bit bad maybe, but stuff happens. He bounces off the wall, catches the 30. The 30 wants to get going. Comes back onto the track. The number 3s can't get out of the way for the leaders because of that. So let's go and find out what happened to Jason Branch in that situation. I think Jason comes off pretty okay there. Yeah, Jason comes around pretty good, but it's the 1 that gets collected. And that is, and that's where it gets tricky. He runs a different number than the paint job says. There you have him, Jacob Manning. Jacob is on pit road, I believe. Nope, he's left the race. All right, that brings Andrew Mraz in front. Look at all the damaged cars. I'm fairly sure I missed who the lucky dog was here, folks. Because we're already getting ready to get back to racing on lap 164. Andrew Mraz opts for the high side with Elliot Henderson on the inside. Then it's Scott Wise still up there and Ryan Nicoletta in 4th. So Andrew Mraz is just basically hanging on. There he goes.
Green flag, green flag.
Gets a pretty good jump there. Scott Wise coming with him on the high side. Coming over Elliot Henderson there to pick up 2nd position. Jeremy Brooks in the 53. He is in 4th, and he's also coming around the 03. Ross and Wise going at it for the lead. Jeremy Brooks right behind him. Elliot Henderson there in the blue car on the bottom. It's Anthony Keys that actually picks up 4th position. Max Williams coming to the outside there of Elliot as well. Scott Wise is your leader. And it looks like Scott is pulling away a little bit here. And if you compare him to Keys and Brooks, he's on the older tires. Brooks and Keys pitted on lap 160. Wise pitted last on lap 149. And Scott Wise is pulling away. That's Anthony Keys in 2nd position that you're looking at. Scott brushes the wall there a little bit. Looks like Anthony Keys is closing that gap. Brooks has taken third position from Mraz. Mraz is dropping off a little bit there. Scott Wise is hanging on to that lead, but Anthony Keys is closing in on him. And it looks like Anthony's got a good car, especially on fresh rubber. He can stay on that bottom really well. And obviously Scott is on a little bit older tires now. I'm fairly sure they're all good on fuel. Anthony coming down. He is starting to put real pressure on Scott Wise here. Back markers will be in their way, obviously. Oh, there we go again. The 37 gets it wrong, loses his balance, and takes out the 28 as well. And Scott Wise hangs on to that lead for now. They should all be good to the end. The question is, will their tires last long enough for them to keep racing each other? Andrew Mraz is already on pit road, as is Tommy Ryan. Scott Wise is still out there. Not sure who the lucky dog was. Tommy Ryan on pit road. Dave Evans. It kind of looks like Scott is willing to give this a shot on the tires that he has. It looks like we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Going into lap 181. That gives us 20 laps to go. And at 15 seconds a lap, that goes pretty quick, folks. Keys on that bottom, and we know he's strong on that bottom. There we go, a little bit of shuffling going on. Scott Wise gets a good jump on Guy Schneider, who picks up second position in front of Anthony Keys. Jeremy Brooks in fourth. Currently our hardest charger after Anthony Keys. Scott has got a bit of a lead here, about 2 or 3 car lengths, but it looks like Schneider is not having any of that. He is already closing in. Bringing along Anthony Keys. Guy is definitely closing in there. He pitted later than Scott Wise. Guy Schneider pitted last on lap 160. Scott on lap 149. So Guy obviously will have a little bit fresher rubber, although after about 15 to 20 laps it's probably not going to matter that much anymore. There we go. Guy Schneider comes to the inside. Scott hangs on the high side. I will say Scott Wise is doing a very, very good job here. Looks very smooth and solid. Guy Schneider having trouble now to stay with him. Anthony Keys, I think the advantage of the tires is already burned off. It's pretty much equal now. Lap times of Scott Wise and Guy Schneider were dead even on that last lap. Now they're about 1/10 of a second apart. Guy Schneider is definitely trying hard. Back markers are going to be a factor. Watch out, guys. There we go. We're getting into heavy traffic. Scott staying high. First car is cleared. All 3 leaders, Wise, Schneider, and Keys. Anthony is now... Ooh, Anthony brushes the wall there. Saves it from going around, but it's definitely going to cost him a little bit. Schneider coming to the inside now of Scott Wise, but Scott has a good run on the higher side, and it's not over yet. Schneider still side by side. And it would be tempting for Scott to come down as well, but he stays on that high side, has a good run off the turn there. He's still nosing that 31 ahead of the 27. He is doing a really good job here. That bottom side is just a little bit harder, folks, because you can't really get the run off the turn when you're on that bottom, and it does shrub off a little bit more speed. Keys catching back up now. And Schneider trying again. We have 6 laps to go. Guy Schneider. And now he's got him. Well, Scott is not giving up. This is a hard battle. Oh, Scott hits the wall on the apron. Can he bring it back safely? No, he is... actually touched the number 14 there. Scott Wise drops down to 4th position. Guy Schneider is your new leader with 5 laps to go. 4 laps as we speak. Anthony Keys in 2nd position. And Jeremy Brooks in 3rd. He's going to be picking up that R&R Hard Charger Award. There we have Guy Schneider, your leader. Two more laps to go for Guy Schneider. Jeremy Brooks is passing Anthony Keys for 2nd place. Scott Wise in 4th is dropping back to about a 2nd now. He's got Jason Branch in 5th. Good finish, though, for both these guys, if they can do it. Branch picks up 4th position. Bit of a touch there. And the white flag is out, folks. Guy Schneider behind traffic. He is the winner of tonight's race. Jeremy Brooks finishes in second place, and he brings home the R&R Hard Charger Award simply because Anthony Keys did not put in a qualifying attempt. Jeremy Brooks 28 spots up from the start, Anthony Keys 34, but as said, Jeremy Brooks did qualify and Anthony did not. Jason Branch is in fourth. Good finish for Jason and a good finish for Scott Wise as well in fifth position there. There you have your winner, folks, Guy Snyder. Burn some rubber, buddy. Great job. Guy Snyder, this is Mark in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Before you totally ruin that race car, man, congratulations. It's been a while since we seen you up top there, my friend. You've been strong all throughout the race, and it looked like you had a little bit better car there at the end. Was that just because of the tires you pitted later than Scott Wise? What was the edge?
Yeah, definitely I had better tires than Scott and stuff, but I also think I kind of saved them a little bit there when I was running fourth. I knew if we got a late restart, starting fourth wasn't a bad spot to be in, and it all just kind of worked out.
Now, it looked to me like the higher side was working really well for most drivers. You made your passes on that bottom side. It seems to be like it's a little bit tougher to get a good run off the turn when you're on that bottom. So basically, you really needed those tires to work for you a little bit better there. Did I see that right?
Well, you're absolutely right. I practiced all day running the bottom, and you could run the bottom for a couple laps, and then your right front got hot, and then you had to get back to the top. I just earlier in the race, I took four tires and drove from ninth to first, and I'm like, if I have good tires, I think I can do it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. But was that on lap 160 that you took those tires, or was that before?
Um, well, the set of tires I took, I didn't take any tires till like lap 97, I think it was. And when I did take those tires, I came out and I took the lead. The first time I took the lead, it was mostly because of tires, and I thought I messed up by not pitting at like lap 134. I thought those guys were gonna win, but there was not enough cars in the lead lap. But when I did take tires, I could battle back through.
Well, it looked like it really worked out for you there, my friend. A very good job indeed. And is this your first win in the series, or have you been up here at the top of the podium before?
No, this is my first win. It's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Oh, congratulations, Guy. That is really that's a great evening for you, my friend, and especially on a special night like tonight in the Gladiator Stadium of, of Bristol, honoring all our veterans. I mean that is a pretty good prize to take home, I would say.
You're absolutely right. I mean, this is the one of the the hardest drivers tracks there are, so it's great to take a win here and to beat to pass Scott Wise. He's a really good friend, and I think everybody did good. We had a lot of green flag racing. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely, I was gonna bring that up as well. I mean, it looked to me like everybody was a lot more disciplined. Obviously, no faster pair makes you maybe a little bit more careful than if you do have it. But I yes, indeed, I was expecting worse, to be honest with you, because this is a track where with a big field like you guys are running and a half-mile oval on concrete, that's not easy. So absolutely, everybody did a great job tonight here, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was one of the guys that was fighting for no quick repairs because basically here where everybody's so close to the same speed and stuff, you gotta kind of eliminate guys to make more room out on the track, and that's sort of what happened tonight, I think.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, once again, Guy, congratulations. You bringing home that Golf car in number 27 in first position. Your first victory in the Blown Piston League. Absolutely fantastic, my friend. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
Yeah, got to thank Scott and Lauren for putting this on. I got to thank my team, Pie Eyed Motorsports, the Nicolettas, and Andrew Moore. The feedback they give me really helps me, and I couldn't do it without them. And thank you for putting this on and doing such a good job. I love going back and watching the races.
I appreciate you saying that, my friend. Thank you very much, Guy. Go celebrate, my friend.
Woohoo!
All right, let's go move on to the second place finisher, Jeremy Brooks. If I remember correctly, the guys that don't qualify are not eligible for that hard charger award, and I believe you did qualify. So, my friend, you are the hardest charger in this race, 28 spots up from the start, and you're bringing it home in second position there, fighting at the end with Anthony Keys. How was it for you?
Oh, it was a definitely a battle. It was definitely hard to charge to the field, that's for sure. But yeah, this place it's like no other. If you come away with no dents on your fender here, that's a miracle.
Absolutely. I will say though, we just talked to Guy about that as well. I mean, we've had some issues during the first few races. People, a little bit of trouble with a lot of incidents and a lot of yellow flag cautions and stuff. For this track, being that what it is, a half mile oval with a concrete surface with fairly high speeds, I think everybody did a very good job keeping it clean and keeping the green flag out as long as we could. I mean, notwithstanding that there were some incidents, obviously, but all in all, I think it was a pretty good race. What do you think?
Yeah, it was really good for this place. I thought it was going to be worse than it was going into it. I was just hoping to finish, to be honest. There's a couple times where iRacing didn't feel like throwing the caution right away, and there's cars sitting on the racing service, and that's probably the biggest problem, caused most of the damage. But yeah, the racing was really hard, really clean. A little rubbing in here, using guys up, but that's what you got to do here.
I mean, you can't expect to go around this place with 38 cars and not touching somebody at some point. But all in all, yeah, absolutely, it was a great race. It was fun to watch as well. So. You basically worked your way forward pretty steadily, and how was your tire situation? Did you change all fours a lot, or did you use all your sets this time, or did you save some?
I did my final set there till the last, yeah, it was last second last caution we had there, so about 160 lap 160, and some other guys pitted before that. So it's like, oh, I got a little fresher tires, and then we had that long green flag run is what I needed at the end there, and I saved my stuff, didn't push it too hard, but still was there in the fight. And then uh, there's a couple guys got together, and I was like, well, that's what I need. So I had the tire there to be in second place. I don't think I would have had anything for a guy up there. He was pretty fast, and he was on the same tire strategy as me too. But yeah, he was lightning fast.
Absolutely, it looked like Scott Wise was the man that pitted about 20 laps before you guys did, and that kind of hurt him on at the end there, don't you think? That when he got a little sideways with Anthony there, that was basically doing him in a little bit.
Yeah, I actually thought about pitting pretty hard there when he pitted because he was in front of me, and I was like, I don't feel like the time's now. But then, what if it goes green? Then you're kind of sitting duck, and you have tires that you paid for that are sitting in the pits. So you got to put them on and give yourself a chance.
Absolutely. I like the way you say that. You paid for them, you better use them. Absolutely. All right, Jeremy. I mean, a good run for you, dude. Very, very, very solid run there, and taking Anthony Keys there at the end. I mean, you guys both, I believe, were on the same pit strategy there, so that was not tires over him for sure.
I was sitting behind him, and I was like, "How do I get around this guy?" And just kept sitting there. And then I went low once because I think he got into the wall. And then I was like, "Oh, there might be something here." So I went back down there, and then I stuck with him and went back down there, gained another inch, and then finally got some grip. And got past him. So that's like, it's so hard to pass here, and that's you got to make your moves pretty surgically, because if you go down there and you get freight trained pretty easily.
Absolutely, yes. Well, you got it done, Jeremy. Second place finish for you. Is that your highest finish so far, or I mean, I don't know your entire history, but
Honestly, that's my highest. Last week at the road course, I finished third, so I was at the end there. Top five would have been satisfied, but podium, I'm grateful for that.
well, I mean, you got to keep this trend going, sir. Third, second, and guess what next week will be?
We got next week.
Pocono is a different story, I'm sure, but I wish you the best of luck there, Jeremy. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there before I let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone that put this on. It's a good time. It's fun. We couldn't do it without you guys, and obviously with Veterans Week here, thank you to all of our veterans in all countries.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. Anthony,
Thank you.
it looked like you were pretty strong as well there. You were up there with the leaders once you worked your way forward there. How come you didn't qualify? Did you just get in too late, or what happened there?
Well, that's a funny story. It's funny you should ask. I actually had a driving lesson because I'm 17, right? So I'm trying to get my license, and it went a little bit late. So I had to run up my driveway and into my room, and my setup wasn't even set up, and click the start button, and I only made the race by 2 seconds.
Wow, woo, that is a close call, my friend. So you were sitting there in your rig, breathing hard, probably from running up to your room and getting started there.
Those were my first laps too. So it's probably a good thing that I missed qualifying because I got to do that heat race and warm up a little bit.
Wow, that is crazy, man. It's a little unfortunate for you, dude, because you were doing so well in the DXP frontman. You've been leading a lot of laps, so I was kind of expecting you to qualify up front and keep counting those laps up there for that award at the end of the year. But you had to come from way back. You went through a couple of incidents. How was it for you working your way through there?
It was, it was in some ways it was kind of terrible, but that's just Bristol, right? I mean, I think I was in 2 wrecks and I was really involved in one when that guy bounced off the wall and cleared me out. But I guess it didn't affect the car too much.
Yeah, that's the lucky part of a short oval, obviously. I mean, you can have a lot of sheet metal damage and it doesn't hurt all that much. As long as you keep your suspensions in order, you should be fine. So, forgot what I was going to ask. So basically, two incidents you said, and working your way through the field there. You ran second there at the end, challenging Scott Wise pretty hard. What happened with that final pass from Jeremy? Were your tires just kind of getting away from you there?
Well, actually, Scott hit the wall coming off the corner, and then he bounced down. And by the time he had reached the next corner, there was no way he was going to make it. So he just slid up into me and kind of sandwiched me. So there was,
Okay.
I had pretty significant damage.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, all in all, Anthony, I don't know how you feel about it, but starting this season, we've had some races where guys weren't all that disciplined. We had a lot of yellows and a lot of cautions in the first few races. And they took away the faster pair. And coming into this race, I kind of expected the same thing because it is Bristol, it is a concrete track, the speeds are fairly high, but it's very tight around this track. 38 cars on the track, that's a lot of people. All in all, I will say I was positively surprised that things weren't worse than they were. I mean, obviously Bristol brings incidents, but it wasn't all that bad, really. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, and that's not to say the guys on the lead can't drive, but I expected worse because, like you said, it's Bristol, so you expect to go 10 lap run caution, 10 lap run caution. That was pretty good, especially at the end there. We got, I think, 20 lap runs in, which was really solid. So those guys really, we sort of, I guess, found our groove near the end of the race, especially. So it was pretty good.
Absolutely. All right, Anthony. Still, third place finish makes you score good in the championship. Obviously, so no love lost, I would say. it looks pretty good for you. What's your view on the entire season there? You think you got a good chance of winning this thing?
Yeah, well, if I keep running like I do, I think I got a good shot at it. But you never know. The tracks that we've gone to so far, Charlotte and Bristol, are two tracks I like, and apparently I like Gateway. I've never raced at it before, but I perform pretty well there. And so we'll see, I guess, if I can keep it up throughout the season.
Absolutely. All right, Anthony. Congratulations once again. Uh, third place, not a pretty good place to be in. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out there?
Yeah, first and foremost to all the veterans this week, as it's Veterans Day this Wednesday, and of course to the Wises for putting on this league. It's a good time these Sunday nights being able to come out and do this, and to my teammates at 4X as always, they're the best.
All right. Thanks very much, Anthony. And you probably want to plan your driving lessons a little bit earlier there.
I'll take notes.
All right. We'll talk to you later, my friend.
Yes, sir. See you.
All right, folks, there you have it. Your top three finishers, Guy Snyder, Jeremy Brooks, and Anthony Keys. Two Canadians in the top three here. Always good to see those flags up there in the top of the list there. Your results here brought to you by Wise Choice Contracting, your go-to people for windows and doors in the St. Louis area. Look through your finish sheet here for your favorite driver. Jason Branch in fourth position, very good finish for him. Scott Wise, still a good finish for Scott in the Torque Wrench Motorsports team. Ricky Harden, Max Williams, Casey Duncan, Elliot Henderson, Brian Fallon. Ryan Nicoletta, Andrew Morass dropped off there at the end a little bit, also due to incidents, I believe, and Tommy Ryan, Justin Gahn, involved in several incidents as well. John Findlay, Louis Berkowitz, Andrew Moore, and Jeff Ficklin round out your top 18. Let's see the next page real quick, if I can find my buttons. Oops, that was a little bit too far. Ron Schutte is in 19th. Randy Yoakum, Corbin Simmons, David Evans, Randy Williams, Anthony Hantley, Tom Queering, Jeff Ryan, Jacob Manning did not roll over the finish after that last incident he had. Then Robert Ballard Jr., Jonathan Munda, Avery Wilson, also very unlucky today. Donnie Fayer, Kevin Nicoletta, Jordan Berry, Chris White, Brian Rainville, and Randy Perdue. And we round out the field with Don Bellerby and Frederick Hofstetter and Kenny McCullough. I'm not sure if Kenny took the start. He didn't take the start. That's right. All right, folks. That is your race results for today. And once again, we would like to acknowledge all our sponsors, J&M Transport for the series, our smaller sponsors, obviously, and we do want to acknowledge one more time before we go the veterans that we have. We thank all the veterans for their service, and especially so the ones that were in this race here tonight. Scott Wise, Jason Branch, Anthony Handley, Justin Gahn, Jason Nicholas, an Australian veteran, Ryan Douglas, and Ron Schutte were the guys in our race here that we want to give a special shout out to for Veterans Day coming up this week, obviously. That'll do it for today, my good friends. We're going to be back next week on Sunday with the B cars in Pocono. The tricky triangle for these guys will be another challenge. And then before that, on Friday, we will bring the trucks down to this track here in Bristol as well for their Salute to the Troops 200. And obviously, we will see a lot of the same guys running both the series. So we'll see all the boys back here again on Friday. We hope you're going to be part of that as well. This is Short Shift Broadcasting. My name is Mark. We thank you very much for your tuning in. We hope to see you next time. And until then, stay safe and stay healthy.